Namaskar students. In our previous videos, we have discussed about differential equations of first order and their solutions. Now, in this video, we will be talking about some applications of differential equations. Generally, every phenomena involves rate of change and hence it involves differential equations. What I mean by rate of change here? By rate of change, I mean by derivative. Differential equations have applications in various fields like engineering, physics, biology, and economics. We will discuss some applications of differential equations of first order. The applications which we will be discussing are as follows. The first one, application of differential equation to electric circuit. We will be considering here only first order differential equation. The second application which we will be studying will be Newton's law of cooling. Third one, heat flow. And the last application which we will be covering will be for finding orthogonal trajectory. We will be considering these applications one by one. So let us start with the first one. Application of differential equations to electric circuit. We will be considering true electric circuits, LR and RC. We will be considering LR circuit and RC circuit. Here we are right now not considering LRC circuit because the differential equation corresponding to LRC circuit is of order 2. And here we are talking only about differential equations of order 1. There are some notations which we will be using here. So what are those notations? Q refers to charge. Then I is rate of change of charge with respect to time, which is current in the circuit at any time t. We will be using notation R for resistance of resistor. We will be having L, notation of L for inductance of inductor L, of any inductor having inductance L. Then we will be having C, which refers to capacitance of a capacitor. Now, you all know, you have learned in your physics in 11th and 12th standard that if we talk about voltage drop across the resistor, if I talk about voltage drop across resistor, then this is given by If I is current, R is resistance, it will be IR. Voltage drop across inductor having inductance L is given by L dI by dt. And voltage drop across capacitor having capacitance C is given by Q by C, where Q is charge and C is the capacitance. Now, while deriving the differential equations for electric circuits, we will be using Kirchhoff's law. So let us derive the differential equation for electric circuit consisting of resistor and inductor. We are considering LR circuit. Let us assume that the circuit contains resistor having resistance R and an inductor L having inductance L in series. With a voltage source, say, having voltage E. Now, as we have discussed, the voltage drop across the resistor will be IR. Voltage drop across inductor will be L dI by dt. So, by using Kirchhoff's law, we will get voltage drop across inductor L dI by dt. Voltage drop across resistor Ri, and this sum will be equal to E. Here I is the current in the circuit at any time t. Now, when we will see this differential equation, we can easily identify that I is here, current is here, dependent variable, and it is function of t, it is depending on time t. T is here independent variable. This differential equation has order 1. If I divide this differential equation on both sides by L, it will be reduced to standard linear differential equation of order 1. So dividing both sides by L, we have di by dt R by L I, and right hand side will become E by L. Now, this is the differential equation corresponding to LR circuit, where R and L are constant. This differential equation can be easily solved by finding the integrating factor because it is in the standard form. So find out the integrating factor. Here this R upon L will be acting as P, and this right hand side E upon L will be acting as Q. So solve this linear differential equation of first order, and the solution will give the current I in the circuit at any time t. Now let us consider one more circuit. RC circuit. Now, if we talk about RC circuit, then the voltage drop across resistor IR, voltage drop across capacitor Q by C, and the voltage in the circuit is E. So the differential equation corresponding to RC circuit will be having this form. Voltage drop across resistor Ri, voltage drop across capacitor Q by C, and the sum will be equal to the voltage E. We can write this I as dq by dt because rate of change of charge is current, that is R dq by dt plus Q by C equal to E. Divide both sides by R, dividing equation on both sides by R, we get dq by dt 1 upon RC Q and E upon R. Here again R and C, these are constant. So this is again a linear differential equation of order 1 which can be easily solved. So we have seen here that the differential equations corresponding to LR and RC circuit, they are linear and they are of order 1 and they can be easily solved. By solving these differential equations, we can find out current and charge. Let us move to second application, which is Newton's law of cooling. Newton's law of cooling states that rate of change of temperature of a body. What we mean by rate of change of temperature of a body, if I denote temperature of a body by capital T, so rate of change of temperature will be with respect to time. So rate of change of temperature of a body, this one, here T is, small t is time. So Newton's law of cooling states that this rate of change of temperature of a body is proportional to difference in temperature that of body itself and the surrounding medium. Here capital T is the temperature of the body at time t, and T naught is the temperature of surrounding medium, the medium where the body has been kept. What is the temperature of that surrounding medium, which is constant, which we are assuming as constant? That temperature is T naught. If I rewrite this equation by converting it into the form of equation, I will be using the constant. It will be rate of change of temperature of a body with respect to time. Small t represents time here, will be minus K is constant, T minus T naught. So this is the differential equation corresponding to Newton's law of cooling, where T naught is temperature of surrounding medium. This equation can be easily solved with the help of variable separation. So by separating variables, we can solve this equation. We can find out the temperature of body at any time t. The next application is heat flow. We will be taking problems on each of these applications. First of all, right now we are discussing only the theory regarding these applications. So what is the third application? The third application is application of differential equations in heat flow. Now the fundamental principle which is involved in heat flow is the quantity of heat, which I am denoting here by Q, the quantity of heat Q, which is flowing per second. We are taking here per second. The quantity of heat Q flowing per second across a slab of area A. We are talking here about the slab whose area is A. So quantity of heat Q which is flowing per second across a slab whose area is A and whose thickness is delta X. The area is A and the thickness of the slab is delta X, whose faces are at temperature, one face is at the temperature T and the another face is at the temperature T plus delta T, is given by, so the heat flow across a slab whose area is A, whose thickness is delta X, whose two faces are having temperature T and T plus delta T. The heat flow Q is given by the following equation. Q is minus K, this A is the area, and dt by dx. Here K is coefficient of thermal conductivity. And here we have negative sign because the temperature decreases with increase in X. So that's why we have here negative sign in this equation. Again, this is a differential equation of order 1, which we can solve with the help of variable separation. It will be more clear when we will be taking problems on this heat flow. Let us move to the next application, which is finding orthogonal trajectory with the help of differential equations. So, first of all, we will be discussing what we mean by the term trajectory. You have used this term in your physics. What we mean by trajectory? Trajectory is a curve which cuts every member of a given family of curves. Suppose we have an equation. That equation is equation corresponding to some family of curves. Then trajectory is a curve which cuts every member of that family of curves. Now, when I add the word orthogonal with trajectory, you all know what we mean by orthogonal. Orthogonal means 90 degree. So when the trajectory is cutting each curve of the family at an angle of 90 degree, then that trajectory is termed as orthogonal trajectory. Now, how to find orthogonal trajectory if any family of curves is given? How to find orthogonal trajectory? Suppose we have a family of curves. Family of curves means it will be involving some parameter. When we'll be giving different value to that parameter, then we will be getting different member of that family. For example, if I am talking about x square plus y square equal to a square, we all know that this is the equation of circle having center at origin and the radius as a. Now, this is a family of circles having center at origin and radius a. By giving different values to a, we can find out the different circle, different curve of this family. So we will be having some equations of family of curves. It will be involving some constants. So first step for finding the orthogonal trajectory is, this is a Cartesian curve because we will be having two cases here when the curve is Cartesian and another one when the curve is polar. So first of all, we are considering here the Cartesian case when the given family of curve is Cartesian. So differentiate this and eliminate the arbitrary constant c. So first step for finding the orthogonal trajectory is differentiate. If I name this as equation 1, differentiate equation 1 and eliminate the arbitrary constant which is here c. After differentiating, when we will differentiate and when we will be eliminating this arbitrary constant c, what we will get? We will get our differential equation because it will be involving dy by dx. So that obtained differential equation will be the differential equation corresponding to the family of curves which is given by the equation 1. But what we have to do? We have to find out the orthogonal trajectory. From 1, after doing this step 1, we will be getting differential equation which will be corresponding to this equation 1. So what we will be doing in obtained equation, we will be replacing dy by dx by minus dx by dy. Why we are doing this? Because we know that when two lines are perpendicular, then what is the relation between their slopes? And this dy by dx is actually the slope. So what we'll be doing? We will be replacing dy by dx in obtained equation by minus dx by dy. I am writing here, replace, second step, dy by dx by minus dx by dy. And this will give differential equation of orthogonal trajectory. Now we have differential equation corresponding to orthogonal trajectory. Just solve that differential equation and the solution will be the required orthogonal trajectory. So what will be the third step? Solve differential equation. DE stands here for the differential equation. Solve differential equation to get orthogonal trajectory. So these are the 3 steps which will be involved for finding the orthogonal trajectory from the given family of curves, which we have named as equation 1. Now, if the given family of curve is polar in nature, then in that case, to find out the orthogonal trajectory, what are the steps? Let us consider the equation. Polar form we are considering, so it will be involving r and theta and some parameters say c and 0. And let us name this as equation 1. Now we are finding the orthogonal trajectory if the given family of curve is of polar. So the step 1 will be same. What we have to do? We will be differentiating it and we will be eliminating the constant c. So differentiate and eliminate the constant c. Differentiate and eliminate differentiate and eliminate the constant, the arbitrary constant c. After doing this, we will get a differential equation. In that differential equation, replace dr by d theta by minus r square d theta by dr. On doing this, we will get a new differential equation, and that differential equation is corresponding to orthogonal trajectory. So solve the new differential equation and the solution will be the required orthogonal trajectory. So integrate to get the equation of orthogonal trajectory. So following these steps, we can find out the orthogonal trajectory if the given family of curves is polar in nature. Now, in next video, we will be considering some problems based on these applications. So thank you.